Onyama Zolobio, Aqua Zolobio, Max, if you bunye go kwanumo no fube nazo olaga ni piazugo, Ulaga doni piazugo, Aqua Wilochi biko rapuzuru, Kona Bazia. Onyama Zorobiko, Abama Wazara, the sorry. Ibia Uyanaganamu, Ulagadoni Piazigo, Molagadoni Piazigo, Abama Wilochila, Bigarafu. Mazi welcome up. Odoguna Quaresonaka. Onyama Nigadelemo. Mazi Nigadelemo. Ibu go with Baladi. Where's your phone? Odogu Nachala Noka. Is he one them nigga delemo? Olaga doni pesigo no. Olaga doni pesigo. Amama wilo chilo. Bigora buzoro. Anabaze. Say. Onyama Zorode, Abama Zorode, sorry. Ibia Muyano Guanamo, Fube, Mulaga, Doni Piazugo, Nazaboy, Mulaga, Doni Piazugo, Abama Wilo Chilo, Biko Rapuzoro, Anabazi, Ice. Odogu kenenu mikechofo Ama kwa mnika kugogia Waligwe kwelo Ikechobo bele bege Hey, you won! Eku kampu nekene So Chukwe mekalumo Ike chukwu negaji Esi wanne mekene Ila polife nini neme webia Kago sili na nina gibu wanne wisdom megadi Kanyegi maiki kogo banya begu Isili maxi Obu netire gwa Malokwa malo ni mego mi fojo Wesigi mwane mi foku ni cholo nangeme Wisdom.
Greetings everyone and my people. I just thought I should come in to a kind of react to a video I just saw just now. It's just a reaction, a brief reaction, so that it will be documented. And I feel like I need to react because these are the kind of things I fear we see a lot in our community. We take sides and we don't seem to think deeply about what we do. It's like the president going to Saudi Arabia recently to canvass for investment into Nigeria, and the very next day they are kind of deporting Nigerian passengers from Saudi Arabia for whatever reason. They didn't even bother to give us reasons. They just deported. They asked the airpeace to take the people back, and most of the passengers were returned back to the country. Our people, we tend to get the things wrong quite often, and we take sides when it doesn't. The stuff is not our problem, and we don't know what we are doing, because in reality, it's going to come back to haunt us. The reason why I'm making this short video is about a video I just saw just now from Nedmedia. Nedmedia is a very good guy. I have to say that, and I have to continuously repeat it, because I think he has done a lot of good work towards the election and after the election in holding politicians accountable. And some of the good work he has done in terms of the court hearings, I think he's done the best work in terms of online presence in scrutinizing the documents and all the rest of it. But there are areas that I find him a little bit, strangely aligned in ways that is not normal. And sometimes you wonder, our people, whether they do stuff, whether for the people, whether they are doing it for the people, or they are doing it for others, or they are doing it for more narrow interests or for other groups. My criticism of him today, I will start very clearly of him. The criticism of the video I saw just now was about him taking side in the most evil conflict that I see in the world today. And when people start taking sides, they forget that this judgment that they are passing it could come on them too. Because you can't keep excusing the massacre of people on either side. You can't keep excusing it, because it could be yours tomorrow. The Nigerian soldiers could come into your communities and kill a lot of people and say because IPOB is there or whatever. Most of them, they can make any excuse. Are you going to say it's okay? Are you going to excuse that kind of behavior? You don't care about proportionality because of the behavior of a terrorist group. So if a terrorist group behave badly, go and kill innocent civilians. Is that how it works now? That is the problem I find with his judgment. And the truth is that the reason why I call that conflict the most evil conflict in the world is because it's clear. From the very beginning, it was about dispossession of one group or the other. If the other people don't get a land, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. If the other people if one side is dispossessed, it's a tragedy. Either way, it's a tragedy. And it's been going on for more than 70 years. You should see it from both of their point of view and stop taking sides, because both of them, none of them even hold anything for us. They don't care about us at all. The Palestinian side tomorrow, was it not an Arab country that just kicked us, many of the Nigerians back to Nigeria recently? Was it not the same Israelis were the ones siding with the apartheid regime against South Africa? So taking side is not a very good idea. We have to start thinking for ourselves, not looking at other people and think, okay, because we like these people, we take their side. No. You have to think that, okay, you know what? These two sides are fighting each other. The best thing you want to do is solve the problem for them. Help them solve the problem. Not just go around saying, oh, this side is evil, the other side is evil. Let's kill this side, let's kill that side. And no matter how many innocent people die, it's okay. And you say the innocent people that are dying is in the hands of one side. So let me just play the video so that people will see what I'm reacting to here.
Let's take a deep dive into how they discovered the hostage holding room underneath a Gaza hospital. When they released this video animation of a Hamas operation center deep under a hospital in Gaza, it didn't look real because it sounds strange that someone will build such a thing under a hospital. But this is Hamas here. They specialize on guerrilla warfare. Now that Israeli soldiers have located a hostage holding room under a hospital, many people that doubted this information before are now coming to terms. All their intelligence gathering are being pieced together. We'll come back to how they did it with the help of a robot in a moment. Now, why does Hamas need tunnels in the first place? It's very obvious why. They want to hide their operations from the prying eyes of drone cameras and satellites that Israel uses to conduct surveillance in Gaza. A Hamas official living outside Gaza said this in an interview.
هذه الأنفاق من أجل أن نحمي أنفسنا من الطائرات، نحمي مقاتلين من الأنفاق. أما القطاع غزة فأنت تعلم والجميع يعلم بأنه 75% منه لاجئين، واللاجئين هو مسؤولية الأمم المتحدة في حمايتهم.
The fact that Hamas is investing in tunnels doesn't mean that their operations are completely hidden. They know this.
You see what he said there? That is what people that are fighting on other people do. They will do what they need to do to fight the other side. That is, as a matter of fact, this has been going on for a very long time. I don't know why he seems to think that this conflict started in October 7th. The reason why Hamas is going underground now, I was watching it on news on a regular basis. When Hamas officials are traveling on the street, Israeli will just blow their car up, whether it's during conflict time or not, because they consider Hamas a terrorist group that has conducted civilian terrorist attack against Israelis, which is a terrorist attack against Israel. Hamas has been carrying out suicide bombing in Israel for a long time now. So when Israel reacts and also kills Hamas officials, whether it's during conflict or not, they were killing them on the streets all the time. The leader of Hamas that was in a wheelchair was bombed like that because he was sitting on the surface. So the struggle went underground. That is what led to it. And during that period when they were overground, there was no peace deal that was reached. And what Nedmedia doesn't tell you is that some Israeli government officials also funded Hamas. They are also telling you this. They funded Hamas because they wanted to use it to divide the Palestinians so that they don't have to reach a peace deal with them. This is what happens when one side has so much power and they get corrupted by the power and they don't even want to sign peace deal with their neighbor so that they can all live in peace. And you come and take sides. There are no sides here. That's why I call it an evil conflict. You didn't hear me say Israel is evil. You didn't hear me say Palestine is evil, because it's an evil situation they are in, both sides. And this conflict is not only in that region, it's also affecting all the other regions in the world, because this conflict single-handedly has undermined the UN more than any other conflict. This single conflict, where international order is being flouted like nothing, and Nedmedia doesn't address all that. It doesn't address all the threats Israelis are making. That this current Israeli government that is right-wing, Likud, and that is the way they say. Likud party was formed from a terrorist institution, which is the Egon. I think they call it Egon. I don't know what I'm pronouncing it properly. It was formed from that institution that bombed and killed a lot of innocent people too. This Likud party that you see in office right now was formed from that. That is why history is fickle. There were a lot of villages that were raised in Palestine to create the Israel you see today. But no, he doesn't say all that. You see all these villages, those people that were massacred and the ones that were dispossessed from their homes, village after village after village. If that is the reason why I say this, that Ned is not thinking clearly. What if Nigerian people did that to us? Fulanis come and do that to you. Would you be happy? Would you tell your Igbo people, say, take it? It's okay. Let's go and do election in our area. Let's kick in Nnamdi Kanu aside and go and find somebody that is going to represent us. You're not going to say that. And this is our problem. We don't use our tongue to count the number of teeth in our own mouth. What is happening to us? You just, because you hate government, you just come out and start saying stuff without thinking deeply about this stuff, how it actually relates to us too. All he sees is that, Israel is taking care of his citizens and Hamas is a totally different entity. So the narrative changes. But Israel does similar stuff in Israel. The other day I saw a video where Israeli officials were literally manhandling their own fellow citizens for just daring to say, you know what, slow down with the war. They were manhandling their fellow citizens. An Orthodox Jew was knocked silly by a security guard in Israel. Because some people are bloodthirsty. There is nowhere in this world you should tolerate killing of the innocent. There is nowhere, especially women and children. to justify it and say, oh, it's Hamas that is to be blamed. Okay, in some circumstances you can accept it, not at a rate where you are killing more civilians than Hamas has done. Hamas is a terrorist group. How can a state kill more civilians than Hamas has done? Kill more children than Hamas has done? You don't ask that question, but you are blaming Hamas. Did Hamas put gun in the hands of the Israelis to shoot? Just like you would be very happy to say, did the Israelis encourage the Hamas people to go and kill their citizens? You can ask the same question either way. Did the Israelis encourage Hamas to go and kill their people? Why can't you ask Israel, nobody forced you to go and kill innocent civilians. There are ways you can kill Hamas members without killing civilians. There are definitely ways. I can assure you there are ways to kill them without killing civilians. And I know Israelis have the tools to do it. When somebody's in a tunnel, what do you think they can do inside the tunnel? I don't understand the logic. If somebody's in a tunnel, what can they do? If you go and stand in front of that tunnel, they can't come out. That tunnel is dead. You take charge of all of them, then let them live underground. Let's see how long they're going to live. You see why people don't think so far? Let me see where Hamas officials are going to escape when Israelis go everywhere and take over all the tunnels, instead of bombing and carpeting the whole area with bombs. But they don't want that. But Ned is not going to see it because he just doesn't ask critical questions. He doesn't ask critical questions that, okay, do you really need to kill so many people, flattening a whole neighborhoods because of tunnels? You don't need to. You just need to go into strategic areas, take over the whole Gaza network, and start rolling slowly into the different tunnel distant areas. It will be difficult. Your soldiers might be at risk, but you will do it. One tunnel at a time. Keep taking it. And let's see what they are going to do. People that are in Nigeria that know how to hunt rabbits, they know how to hunt rabbits now. If you are in a tunnel, you are done for. Because the people at the top have an advantage. You can come out, they can stand there forever. The strategy should have been take over the tunnels, not destroy the tunnels even. Because the hostages might be in there. Where are they going to go? They are not going to run anywhere. Take over the top layer of this thing. They will come out with the RPG. You fight back. Wherever you see them, you fight back. Not carpet bombing entire areas. That is not the solution. 4,000 children in 1 month. I don't understand how you can make that excuse for it. There is no excuse for that amount of loss of life of children.
That's why they try as much as possible to disguise and camouflage the shafts and entry points to the tunnel. That's why you see some like this one looking like an elevator shaft. And inside the tunnel network, they still have operation rooms where they can hold secret meetings and even hostages, as have been proven by the discovery made by Israeli soldiers. Now to the next stage, following military deception and camouflage. If you want to deceive the enemy about the locations of your operations, weapons, stockpiles, escape rooms, you need to build them in places where intelligent officers will never suspect that such might exist. That's practically hiding it in plain sight. So it's not really surprising or strange that Hamas will link their tunnels under hospitals, mosques, and schools. Not just tunnels or shafts, they build other infrastructure under hospitals and sensitive locations. This makes it.
Does this guy know what he is even talking about? I don't even know whether he knows what he's talking about. The whole idea of a tunnel is that it's going to go through the entire city so that you can be able to evade bombing from the sky. So it's going to go through hospitals, it's going to go through everything. That's the whole point. You don't exactly want to build a tunnel and you go on the highway. You say, you know what, all the tunnels have to be under the highway. That's not how it works. So that we can drive along the highway and build tunnels there, and so that Israelis will know precisely where we are and wherever we are going to come from. All they have to do is wait on the highway for us. The logic is flawed. As a matter of fact, I don't even think if you are building a tunnel, you want to actually build it necessarily under a building where you are going to hide under the building. You might have a hole inside the building so that you can come and nobody notices, but you will go and build the main central areas in an open area where nobody will suspect. That is the kind of way you are going to do it. The entrance might be in a building so that nobody sees you. But where the central area is going to be, it's going to be away in areas you cannot detect. Because if you have an open area, you have to destroy the entire open area to find a tunnel. But he assumes that they are hiding under the building deliberately because they don't want to get bombed by Israelis. And even if that is the case, do you have to bomb the hospital to get to the tunnel? Take over the hospital and sit in front of the tunnel. Where are they going? You will see them start coming out like rabbits. You know, you see them coming out like rabbits that the way they used to do in the bush. You can put a smoke in the tunnel. If you put a smoke there, unless they put a barrier to block the smoke, that's it. They've killed the tunnel itself. Or you just seal the tunnel up. The hospital cannot exactly be a military ground, especially, let's say, the UN hospital. If it was the hospital they put it, go to the hospital and say, okay, I hear there is a tunnel here. I know there is a tunnel. Let's find it and we'll decommission it. It's over. That tunnel cannot be used anymore. Not flattening the entire area. But, you know, Nedmedia is not asking critical questions. He just comes along and just starts saying stuff and excusing the death of 4,000 children. And he doesn't know that he's doing that. Because if the Nigerian soldiers that come and do that in the southeast, southwest, south, the north, will all openly be in arms about it. And rightfully so. We should be. Because as a military man, your job is to protect life. Sometimes you have to take lives, but it has to be minimized. But what I see here, there is no minimization. Even the French president said Israelis should stop killing children. For a president to literally say that, it's not by accident. Stop killing children. And that's the French that has been exploiting Africans like crazy.
Difficult to detect, and when they are detected, like Israeli soldiers have done, striking such locations will obviously harm innocent civilians. So the kind of guerrilla warfare that Hamas employs not only forces the hand of the enemy, it's also very dangerous for innocent bystanders because of how embedded they are into the civilian population.
It forces the hand of the enemy. Yeah. Does that look like somebody forcing them to fire into open, indiscriminate areas? They are firing into towns. Aircraft have guns, precision guns, that you can use to shoot an area of about 2 square meters. They have precision guns. If you see people on the ground, you can fire precision guns. It's not going to flatten an entire building. You will take them out. But no, he doesn't ask all those questions. They are firing, what do they call it, shells from afar, damaging buildings, damaging a whole infrastructure because you want to kill one person. That is not. It's not. You can't keep excusing nonsense.
They cannot be hitting someone and expect not to be hit back. War is not a game. The fact that one enemy is brought down might force his colleague to retaliate in agony. Fighting in the streets of Gaza, the Israeli soldiers are not engaging people in uniform. They just see people firing at them and they return fire. Now, getting back to how the IDF discovered this hostage holding room under the Gaza hospital, fighting a guerrilla warfare can be intense, especially in a built-up area. It's even worse than a jungle because you can burn down the jungle to expose everyone hiding, like the US Army did in Vietnam. But Gaza is different. It's a sprawling city. They can't just knock out all the buildings. So the IDF released this image that shows the proximity between the home of a senior Hamas official and a hospital. By the way, they are currently digging around the area to expose the tunnel network linking the hospital. When they found this shaft that leads to the tunnel, obviously it's very dangerous to send soldiers in. It will be difficult to determine what lies beneath, whether it's booby-trapped or anything. To safely explore the grounds below, they had to lower down a robot that is specifically designed for this kind of exploration.
You see, 1 minute he says, let's see how they found the hospital. Then he starts describing that they found a hole that they need to. It's not rocket science. Either you seal it or you just wait for them. What are they going to do? It's a very simple strategy. Just plant soldiers around there. Let's see how they're going to come back. As a matter of fact, they are at a disadvantage. At a disadvantage because all you just have to do is train a machine gun fire there. Let's see how they're going to come out from there. They are not going to come out. You're not going to kill civilians at all. They will be there and they will get, if they don't have any other way to escape, they will be hungry and they will come out. Why do you even bother? I wouldn't even bother going in. I'm just like, you know what? 220 people, okay, that's it. That's your own. Stay there and we'll go to the next area. Block it. You go to the next area, block it, and you take over the whole neighborhood. You don't even need to kill that many people at all. If you want to say, to get access to the tunnels, you have to destroy the building to be able to see the tunnel because you don't know whether they put traps there. That is a valid point. You don't want Israeli soldiers to be dying because they are trying to get to the entrance of a tunnel. Then you evacuate the building because the terrorists are not going to be so eager to fight you when they know they are overmatched. So they are going to be running inside the tunnel and hiding. Then you evacuate the building of the civilians and then have access to the tunnel. If the civilians have left, you can even afford to blow the building then up. But to just keep destroying buildings because when civilians are in there, bombing these refugee camps, killing hundreds at a time, that's ridiculous. You can't make, there's no excuse for that. And that is what Nedmedia didn't bother to ask. He's just supporting. Why he's supporting it, I don't know. I really don't know why he's not thinking about the Southeasterners that we complain every day that are getting killed on the streets. Compared to the number that has died in the Southeast and the one that have just died in 1 month, the fact that he even has the conscience to excuse this is scary. Can you imagine 4,000 Southeasterners getting killed by Nigerian soldiers, even in 4 years? Not to mention in 1 month. That's what he is excusing. And people need to call him out for me because some people will be on that comment because they like him, which is understandable. I like him too. But they will be supporting him. Then tomorrow, it could be your turn.
The robot found a blast-proof door inside the tunnel. They saw a convenience room. They saw a ventilator system. They also saw curtains meant to create a false impression of a window. Why will anyone need to create such impression deep underground? Definitely not to impress Hamas members. It must be for outsiders, a hostage, a family member, maybe when they make a video to show proof of life. Seeing the curtains, one might think it's overground. They also found what looks like a log note on the wall written in Arabic. According to the IDF spokesman that did the presentation, he said the title reads Al-Aqsa Flawed, 7th October. So it definitely looks like a place where hostages were held in the past. By now, the Israeli police might be sweeping the whole place for DNA to get clues about who was there and where they might possibly be right now. It's a very difficult situation. Since this operation is around a hospital, they are seeking evacuation of the hospital in order to minimize casualties. Let's take a listen.
Israel is ready to assist. We made a formal offer to health officials in Gaza to transfer incubators into Gaza Strip to assist the pediatric ward of Shifa Hospital. Extensive offers are underway to ensure that these incubators right here behind me can reach babies in Gaza without delay. Our war is against Hamas and not the people of Gaza.
Yes, that's the message many people need to understand. The war is.
Oh goodness. So they are offering incubators for power supply that they caught, hospital that they bombed. They are offering incubators, and we should thank them for that because they are fighting Hamas. And he's saying that's what people need to understand. Okay. I hope he remains consistent when the Nigerian soldiers going to the southeast or maybe wherever he's from in
Forefather,
Nigeria and do the same thing.
forefather.
Yes.
The incubator, they are not providing incubator. Today, what happened at the hospital, because a lot of people are, they just get stuck. A lot of people die. They have to dig grave in the hospital compound to be able to
Yeah,
bury.
I saw that. I saw
They
that.
can't take people out. So the truth is, I don't know how you can even follow this news. What is happening in Gaza is inexplicable. Like, it's just beyond comprehension. Like, it's just evil. The genocide is just too much, especially for the children. I really feel I don't know how human being can support this evil. I even if you don't know the people, like, you don't have to know them. For me, I can't even follow up with the news. But here is my consolation. My happiness is the world, despite the West, they really kind of, even there they criticize it now. Despite the kind of form Malaya supporting Netanyahu doing this evil, the war, the people, they started with the Palestinian people. That's just my consolation. How, when I look at this protest, I say, oh, we still have human beings still believe in humanity. When I look at what's
Mhm.
going on YouTube, I get consolation. Even from the Jewish people, right? Even from the Jewish people. If yesterday in Canada, a lot of Jewish people, they put up protests in Calgary. It was a big protest. Like, that's just my consolation. Like, at least people are not really listening to the TV. They
Mm.
they going out in London, in Canada, in US, in everywhere. It just give me a lot of happiness that human being, at least they are able to think with
Yes.
their head.
Humanity is coming through.
Yeah,
I really am glad to see that. It's all over the world, you know.
yes, that is just my, when I see the crowd of thousands of people, the number, it just give me a
Mm.
lot of hope. And
Yeah, we don't want to be talking yet. I'm trying to make it short, but I just, I feel like I need to respond because this video is going to be on for longer,
yeah, go
and
ahead.
people want to see why I'm criticizing him. You see, Kele Ndoka, I hear what you are saying about the Biafran war. Most of those children were not fired on or shot by soldiers. It was due to the blockade that they put on this thing, the area for 3 years. That blockade led to famine. People were eating lizard, cannibalism, and all kinds of stuff. The Kwashoko. That's why you see the images of Kwashoko. In a way, that's what Israel is doing now. Israel has cut power supply, has cut off Gaza from everything else. And if you think what the Biafrans did was terrible, then you should also criticize this. As a matter of fact, what the Biafran military did those days, if they did it now, all hell will break loose.
Mhm.
Those things have changed drastically for about 50 years now. The kind of practice that I used to practice in war before is not the same as you can practice now and get away with it. The UK military destroyed cities during the Second World War. They killed millions. I think about 5 million in Germany, in a German city.
Oh, a lot of millions, a lot of.
So, but the world has changed. If you do that now, you're going to get a nuclear war on your hand.
Oh yeah.
You're going to get nuclear war if you try that on or not. So that is what we are talking about here. And Nedmedia shouldn't be excusing that kind of behavior in 1 month. I'm not even sure. Most of the wars that they fought in the last 50 years, in 1 month, you kill 4,000 children. I'm not sure you've seen that before.
Yeah.
You know, the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, America didn't go about killing 4,000 children in 1 month. I'm not even sure they killed 4,000 children throughout the 20 years they were there directly.
Even Russia did not kill 4,000 children till today. Russia.
So some of it, and this is the inhuman. And I'm glad you brought humanity into this, because that's what I was saying, that it's a tragic thing for both sides. Stop taking sides and acting as if one side is righteous. There's no righteous side. And if anything, if you hear some of the things the Israeli officials are saying, they are talking about genocide. They are not even joking, or to the point where one of them is talking about using nukes.
Oh yeah, you saw that, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
They pretended to suspend the minister. The minister, yeah.
They censor videos. The video of an Israeli hostage insulting the prime minister of Israel. That's this is Netanyahu. He's saying that he's the one that caused all these things. That he made sure he prevented peace for for a long time. There was this Israeli hostage that was being released. She went back to shake the hands of the hostage takers. It just shows you humanity. We are all human beings, and we are caught in a terrible conflict. This is why I call it an evil conflict. Stop taking sides. Figure out a way for them to come together and live in peace without causing trouble for us, by the way, because so far both sides seem to cause trouble for us. We have to remember that aspect of it. In what they call it, South Africa, Israel was supporting this is the South African president oppressing this is the black people, and we all know how Arabs treat us. So, but it doesn't still mean we can take out our humanity. When innocents are suffering, you have to speak out and say, no, that's not proper. Because tomorrow, the conflict might be at the back of your door. You hope that people have fought to protect you as an innocent person in any conflict. That's the whole point.
Father. Today, what you usually say, right? Today, Africa, we are still sleeping. You know what happened today? China and Pakistan conducted the biggest naval drill
exercise, yeah,
biggest ever.
I didn't know that.
You need to look for the news and watch it.
You see,
like these guys are not joking, because now India are feeling shaky. That is why you see America, they try to get close to India now to control that region, but they will not. Like, nobody is sleeping. It's only we that are actually sleeping.
Oh yeah. I think he's saying I should rephrase. I meant the Nigerian soldiers that were fighting the Biafran war. They were not the one that physically shot children. What tends to happen was that the hunger, the 5 million you are mentioning, is not direct shooting of people. It's barricading them and blocking food from getting in that area. And because of conflict, farmers are not going to farm. Starvation ensues, and then you get the die-offs that we saw in that conflict, which was a terrible tragedy again. When things like this happen, we can't keep excusing it. As humans, we have to start protecting the innocents. That is the whole point of why people are complaining about what Israel is doing, because you don't want that kind of stuff to keep repeating itself. You want so that if Nigerian army wants to do that tomorrow to Southeasterners, they are protected from it.
Yeah,
that should not be able to happen again. Let me just carry on, because I really slow this video, then I'll let it run through so that I'll just summarize, because I don't want it to go long. I just wanted to, I wasn't planned clearly. All right.
It's between Israel and Hamas, not the people of Gaza. People can actually support the Palestinian cause and still condemn what Hamas did to Israeli civilians, and they continue to fire rockets into Israel till this moment. On the other hand, the many civilian casualties in Gaza is inexcusable. Despite the fact that Israeli soldiers are already in Gaza, Hamas still won't release the hostages, and the Hamas CEO of their health ministry is giving excuses why about 700 people there.
What would excuse this type of bombing? What are you trying to kill? What excuses this type of bombing? So people are underground. See, I don't know that they are underground. They've already made themselves very, very vulnerable. All you just have to do is surround the area, get the civilians out. Tell them, leave. We need to do some work there. Just go behind us. Then block all the holes. If you need to destroy the building, destroy it then. Because if you are worried that they are going to set booby traps, which I doubt, because civilians are in the building, while otherwise the civilians will get caught by the booby traps, remove the civilians, then go in there, seal the tunnels. or just wait there. Take all over the whole this in there, because you own the top ground. They will have to remain underground. Let's see how long they're going to remain underground. I don't even understand the idea behind having to do this, blow up territories, like destroy the entire thing as if that area, that ground is going to fight back. The ground is not fighting back. What you've just done is destroy one area of the tunnel. They will just go somewhere else. That is how it works. They will just go somewhere else, and then you go blow that area up to keep blowing everywhere up. Yeah, they will still be underground. In the end, the same thing is still going to happen. They will remain underground until they don't have any space to run to anymore. That is what you already had in the first place without even blowing anything up. All you have to do is go there and take over the entrance to the tunnel. Are they going to dig out from somewhere else? Let them try. If they come out, they still have to go down again somewhere, because the Israelis keep blowing them from the sky. So I don't know, man. I don't think nobody was firing at them from there. And he's going to show.
In the
Okay, let me just say. I wanted to say that he's going to show one image of somebody carrying RPG next to a hospital. Yeah, if you are carrying out RPG next to a hospital, you target them and you shoot them. Let's say 5 square meters area. Let's say you take out 5 square meters area. It's not going to take out a whole building. In front of the hospital, it's not going to take out the whole building. It's not going to destroy the entire area. But when you start destroying the entire building because you saw one person there, that just shows that you're up to something else. That's not looking for that terrorist.
Yeah.
Hospital can be evacuated. He should spend more time finding solutions to aid their evacuation, because serious fighting is going on around the hospital. They seem to be resisting evacuation more than finding ways to evacuate. Many countries are interested in sending ambulances that can be used to evacuate ICU patients. They should take the offer, because
you see how insensitive this man is. You know, let me keep repeating, I like Nedmedia. He did a lot of good work. And I still like, even with this video that he made, it's still the way he explains this, I do like it. And his video is of relatively good quality. But he lacks sensitivity, complete lack of sensitivity. He says they are refusing to evacuate. So you don't know their history. Every time they are evacuated from somewhere, they are not allowed back. That's how they evacuated from the 1960 something war. They are still not back at home. There are many of the people that still have the key to their houses around their neck. They wear it as chain. They are not allowed back home. Millions of them in Jordan, in Lebanon.
That was the only reason Egypt did not allow them to cross now.
Exactly, because Egypt knows the moment Israel lets them through, they will not let them back again. Yeah. And this man doesn't know that.
My friend from Egypt was telling me that even Egyptians, they're scared that once they collect that region, they might come to start cutting Egypt land. So Egyptian, the government said no. Yeah,
that is the biggest weapon Egypt has got now. Egypt doesn't have a choice. They have to stop them, because if you let them into the country, they know Israel will never let them back in. They know Israel will take the land. As a matter of fact, they may have actually taken northern Gaza right now, because they cut Gaza into 2.
Yeah, they cut Gaza into 2.
They may decide to hold on to the northern Gaza territory and just leave the other side for the Palestinians again. This is how they roll.
Yeah. Once they collect that now, they're not giving it back.
They will say they'll go to another negotiation that never ends. And they might even create another, because the moment all they need is another terrorist group to show up. Maybe this time it's Islamic Jihad. They'll say, oh, you see, there are terrorists there. We can't negotiate. Let's just forget about negotiation, and let's keep building settlements and keep taking land. And until the next terrorist atrocity again, then they go again, fire and kill more. Take more land from the Gazans again. Before you know it, there's nothing left. There's no Gazans, because people like Nedmedia don't ask critical questions. You are in a powerful position. You have thousands upon thousands of followers or subscribers. I mean, you are supposed to ask critical questions and give your people quality information, not just taking sides.
Yeah, some people are just blind when they discuss the issue. I think people know the truth. They know what's going on. They just decide to.
That reminds me anyway. Anybody that hasn't subscribed to my channel, they should subscribe, because I think people deserve to hear higher and quality information that don't necessarily care too much about being biased. Me, I'm a humanist. I love human beings all over the world. I'm not racist against white people, black people, and whatever. But I am for our people doing well in this world. And I'm not here to watch our people just fade into oblivion. I'm not here for that. And I'm not here to take sides on any unnecessary evil. Evil is evil. And we are supposed to be doing away with it one way or the other. No excusing it, not saying this one is because of this on that. No, if Israel was exercising restraint, you will see it. You will see that 4,000 children are not going to die. You will be hearing maybe accident of 50, not 4,000.
But the other thing, I see people on the comment. Our brothers from Southeast that are supporting this stuff say, oh, they killed 3 million. How do you even relate Biafra crisis? Israel supported Biafra or Palestinians supported Biafra? How are you relating them? They're two different things.
Yeah,
Nobody supported what happened during Biafra. Nigeria don't support it. It's just like unnecessary war killing people. Yes, nobody supported it, but you can't be related. Is that what? If you really know the history, what happened in Biafra, you will not even support anybody that want to oppress another part of the world. You will not. Just like what South Africa are doing. South Africa, because
exactly. You would think instinctively he would be against it.
South Africa, both the government, the opposition, all of them, they are calling out Israel every day till today. Even Nelson Mandela grandson, he led a big protest in South Africa. They know. They know.
You will think because of their history and because of the history of Nigeria, he will be aware of it, and especially because of the history of Nigerian soldiers. Sometimes when Nigerian soldiers overreact and kill a lot of civilians, he will be sensitive to it. But it doesn't seem to. The Nigerian military hasn't even been this brutal, and they are supposed to be very brutal. They have not been this brutal, and you are excusing it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. You can have 4,000 civilians, children die in 1 month, and make excuses. Oh, it's the other side's fault. The other side is a terrorist group of about 40,000 people, while the other side is a world power with a nuclear weapon, with a F-16, 16 F-16, this in 200, about 200 to 300 something F-16 aircrafts. Nigeria doesn't have one.
Yeah.
That is the country you're talking about. That's a very powerful country.
There are people that will come on and they will tell you, oh, Palestinians said they're gonna Hamas said they're gonna wipe out Israel. I'm like, what are you talking? What are you even talking about? You want to wipe out Israel? How?
When they say that, sorry, when people say that, either they are pretending as if they are unaware of the realities of the fact that Hamas cannot do it at all, or they are just buying into the narrative. Because some people just say, oh, because Hamas said it, Israel should be quaking in his boots. Seriously? Israel is one of the most powerful countries in the world. What are you talking about? Israel literally defeated the whole Arab countries in one go. And you are saying you want Hamas is going to threaten Israel. Oh, come on. People should just stop saying that and thinking that that is a real thing. It's not. It's never been real, and I've never bought into it. However, I do understand that Israelis feel a little bit, their sense of threat is very, very high because of their history. They react to danger very aggressively, and which is understandable.
Yes.
You can understand that. But as a neutral party, you have to call them to order. Say, you know what, you have gone too far. You can't keep doing things like this. I understand your need to protect yourself, but you have to rein yourself in because you're not helping. You're making it worse. What Israel has done now, the problem that this has laid down now for the future is quite a lot. It will need a lot of work to even a kind of settle the problem that has been generated now, so that it doesn't lead to further violence in the future. Because I can assure you, a lot of terrorists have been created from this conflict. A lot of people that probably now 100% believe that Israel has to be destroyed from this conflict.
Oh yeah, I see. One of the it was an Israeli army. No, I think he belongs to the military. Israeli military man. He was analyzing this issue. He said they discussed this in 2008 or I forgot. He said this killing is not gonna stop anything. You kill each person you kill, you create like 10 Hamas. Because
Mm-hmm.
now they don't even understand the meaning of life. It's just like somebody living, your family are dead from bombing. You think
Mm.
you are not a normal human being. You're gonna look like differently. Like what am I waiting for? That
All the only thing that motivates you is killing them back.
yeah, yeah.
That's
If,
the only thing you live for.
yeah. If you have to die, you have to die. That people don't understand this psychology, right? Because if you've never experienced some things, you will not understand. Like,
Yeah, they don't understand it.
where is my mother? Oh, is Jolly King my mother? Oh, where is my father? Same thing. Where is my siblings? You would just say, if I have to die, I have to die.
Yeah, that is how people behave, and because death is so close to them.
Yeah.
One of the most powerful video, I don't know whether I saw it, of that this is Palestinian doctor that lost about 30 something members of his family
Hmm.
to this
I
Israeli in with Piers Morgan. I don't know whether you saw it. Did you see that video?
I didn't watch it. I saw people analyze. I didn't watch. I was just
That is one of the most powerful video you will see
I'll watch it.
of somebody. I don't know, man. That guy has power. You have to give it to him. The power to be able to rein yourself in with so many deaths around you and still have focus on humanity that Nedmedia has lost.
To Nigeria, there is this lady. She's a nurse. She's American. She's white American. She worked with Doctors Without Borders. So she was in Palestine when the thing started. She said they were working so hard. She was explaining what was going on. She said the doctors, the nurses that are working there, they just decided, let me just help. If I have to die, let me just help people. Even if I die, no, at least I saved so many lives. He said
Yeah,
that's what's going on. He said that this is their thinking. That she
yeah.
didn't even believe she was going to survive. Until then, we are now forcing them, oh, America, leave. You got to leave.
I don't blame them because a lot of, if you look at how many journalists, health practitioners that have died in this COVID, and people think Israel has destroyed so many ambulances.
They
Like
bombed them. Yeah.
they bomb ambulances left and right. If they bomb, they see health professionals, they think they are terrorists, they bomb them. They just kill them anyhow. UN has lost so many of his workers. They've
You are
lost track
lost
of
over
the amount of their workers they've lost.
Yeah.
I,
They just gave up. They gave up. They are
there was a time, and even before this period, there was a time. I don't know whether you know of that incident. They went some human rights activists were on a ship to Gaza. They wanted to come to Gaza on a ship because they didn't like. They were protesting against the blockade, and Israeli snipers started shooting them and killing them.
Oh yeah, they will kill you,
And
man.
this is the thing that Nedmedia didn't. But he's a media man. Tomorrow you might employ somebody to go and check out the news, and somebody goes and shoots them. You don't understand some of the things you are saying, what it means. You are justifying killing people. You can't do that, because when you do that, you lose track of where the this immorality lies. Because tomorrow it might be you, your people, your journalists, your family, your country that is subject to the same situation. You wouldn't want that to be happening to you. That's why they have human rights laws. You have to push in that direction. Stop making excuse saying Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist group. How many of them? 40,000 versus a whole nation. You can't keep making excuses for that kind of stuff. Hamas, they are going to pay the price of what they've done, and they will pay one way or the other. They will pay. The situation that created them. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to be here today, so clearly, this is a situation I'm facing. The situation that created Hamas is also going to lead them to getting punished for what they've done. Because remember, their prosperity, the rise of Hamas, is not only based on the Palestinians, it's based on the support the Israelis gave to them.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
You see how weird it is? The people that they are being killed didn't necessarily help Hamas to become powerful. It's the people that Nedmedia is saying that they are justified to do what they are doing are the ones that actually empowered Hamas and weakened the Palestinian Authority. And you are supporting them to go and kill innocent civilians. You can say it, he can say all he wants, that innocent civilians shouldn't be killed. And that if they are killed, you blame Hamas for it. Hamas is quite irresponsible. If you think about it too, Hamas is quite irresponsible. If I was Hamas and I was being responsible as a government of Gaza, I would recommend all the buildings should have bunkers. This casualty level you are seeing right now will not be this much.
Yeah, I agree.
All buildings should have basements, thick, and make it a standard, certain level, so that in case of any time, because you know Israelis are coming for you one way or the other, given the history. But instead, they dug their own and didn't protect their own citizens. That's something that they should have thought about. For me, if I'm looking at the conflict, I would say that's where I fault them, because they put their own civilians to an extent in danger themselves. And the same thing, the Israelis are even adding on top of it. Like I said, both sides are doing very evil things.
Yeah.
Both sides are doing very, very evil things. All in the name of, we want this land, this one wants this land, we want to cheat each other over it, instead of just looking at each other and saying, you know what, let's talk. But maybe this one will break that that deadlock. They might actually, after this conflict, their eyes will shine and think, if this attack is like this now, the next time that it's going to happen, maybe 5,000, maybe it's 20,000. And can you imagine an event that takes 20,000 lives a day? That could trigger a world war. So that is the kind of situation they are facing. And people have been warning about this for a long time. That Israeli-Palestinian conflict, they need to sort it out. Because when you have people that don't have any hope, they don't care.
That is what people don't know.
They are going to go and do something.
Yeah. A friend said this to me one day. When you see when people don't have hope, they can do anything.
Let me just carry on playing now. I swear I'm going to be disciplined now. I'm not interrupting again. I'm tired of interrupting because I really want to end this. I've got things I need to sort out myself personally. Let me just...
Refusing to evacuate poses a great danger to the people they are trying to save. The foot dragging might mean they have something to hide. Yes, that's very likely. Going by the tunnel network that has been discovered so far, it seems that such heavy construction might be impossible to construct without people in the hospitals knowing about it. Hamas makes it difficult for Israel to fight them effectively by hanging around hospitals and schools, like this guy with an RPG near a hospital. It will definitely lead to innocent casualties. Israel understands the situation very well. That's why they even delivered 300 liters of fuel to the Gaza hospital. Let that sink in. In the middle of a war with Hamas, Israeli soldiers are delivering fuel to save lives of Palestinians. It takes a lot to do this in the middle of a war. It also takes a higher level of morality and understanding to do this. Humanity should come first in all our actions. On the other hand, the Hamas member and CEO of their health ministry actually stopped them from accepting the fuel. They also said that 300 liters will only last for a few minutes. Even if their enemy wants to save the life of someone, their brother or fellow citizen, will they refuse it because they are the enemy? It doesn't make sense. It looks like Hamas members prefer news of casualties to news of actual attempts to save people from becoming casualties. It is left for the Palestinians living in Gaza to decide if Hamas members that are running Gaza are actually working against their interest or for their interest. The reality now is that Palestinians living in Gaza should support the Israeli operation in Gaza if they have information about movement of Hamas operatives and hostages.
Wow, he's even showing Israelis as being kind to Palestinians. How nice.
You can see his mindset.
Oh my God, man, how nice. I'm happy they are doing this, but still though, how about the other side now? How about all the West Bank is not where Hamas is, so they've lost almost 200 people in West Bank in the last 1 month. Hamas is not there.
Locations, they can reveal that information to the Israeli commandos or through the channels that Israel provides for people who want to pass on information. If Israel successfully defeats Hamas, it will lead to the liberation of Palestinians living in Gaza. After the war, they can conduct elections to elect new leaders that will govern the Gaza Strip. This brings us to people who are quick to point out that Israel is an occupying force and that their actions provoked the atrocity that Hamas committed on 7th of October in Israel. They go on to mention many things Israel did in the past and try to justify Hamas' actions. Let's even assume that Israel did all this that they accuse them of, and some of them borders on human rights abuse, which is a fundamental right of every
Human rights abuse, occupation, war crime, human rights abuse, name it. They all border on that. Ethnic cleansing. But let me leave him to his.
one, which means that anyone or group that abuses human rights of people should be called out. If a brother is doing this to his fellow brother, he should be called out for it. If a leader or president of a country is maltreating the citizens like they mostly do in Africa and other parts of the world, they too should be called out. If Hamas, that is the government in Gaza, are found to be maltreating their people, endangering their lives, and working against their overall interest, they too should be called out. Not calling them out will be double standards. Yes, the two can actually exist at the same time. You can call Hamas out and condemn their actions and still continue supporting the Palestinian cause. The reality remains that innocent Palestinians are suffering.
How about calling the Israelis out? I thought you said it's okay to call everybody out, but how about calling the Israelis out? But no, there's no calling out of the Israelis. That is why I'm criticizing him.
Because of the ongoing conflict, thousands have fallen casualty. Thousands more are displaced, all because Hamas struck Israel on 7th October. Not even counting the thousands that became casualties in Israel as a result of their invasion and attack, would Israeli soldiers be in Gaza today, digging tunnels and looking for hostages? No, it's cause and effect. If Hamas didn't strike, they wouldn't be in Gaza. If Hamas didn't take hostages, Israel wouldn't have considered ground invasion of Gaza in the first place. They may just hit Hamas infrastructure from the air and call it a day.
If Israel didn't occupy them, maybe they wouldn't attack them. And just as much as he's right that if Hamas didn't attack Israel, Israel wouldn't attack this in Gaza. The same thing is true if Israel didn't occupy Gaza and refuse to give them a state. Hamas probably wouldn't be attacking Israel. And what this man, Nedmedia didn't, it kind of fully, he didn't explain whether is Hamas attacking Egypt, attacking US, or attacking England or any other place. The only people they are attacking is Israel. So you can see it from both sides, but he seems to see it only from one side. This is the consistency of his video, and that's the consistency. That's my big criticism of the way his take on this. There's something wrong with his narrative on it. I don't know why. This is a guy that seems to be on the side of the people, but he blames only one side on this matter.
So depending on how far back you want to go on the conflict, the reality remains that there was peace before October 7th, and the Hamas atrocity brought everyone to the current situation.
Did he say there was peace before October 7th? Okay.
Getting back to how far back people want to go in the conflict, all the countries around Israel got their independence around the same time. The entire region used to be under the Ottoman Empire for about 400 years. After the Ottoman Empire, the French mandate and the British mandate administered the area. In Lebanon, they got their independence in 1943, after about 23 years under the French mandate. In Syria, they got their independence in 1946, after spending more than 2 decades under the French mandate. They united with Egypt in 1958 to form the United Arab Republic. The union didn't last long. They separated in 1961. Egypt themselves, they got their independence in 1922 from the British Empire. Jordan got their independence in 1946. In 1947, the United Nations approved the partition of mandatory Palestine to two states, a Jewish state and an Arab state. This was after the British mandate expired. Israel went on to declare their independence in 1948. Palestine did not declare their own independence. The Israeli Declaration of Independence led to the First Arab-Israeli War. All their neighboring countries joined hands and invaded Israel at the same time. Iraq participated in the war despite not sharing a border with Israel. All the others, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, fought against Israel, but they ended up losing territory to Israel. Many might be asking what caused the war. The Arab countries simply didn't like the partition that the United Nations made. They felt that the Israelis didn't belong among them. Without going into the history that everyone knows, the focus here is that among all these countries in the Middle East, it is only Israel that is developing advanced technology. They've so improved themselves over the years despite the adversaries surrounding them. They've turned their land from desert to farmland while their neighbors continue to wish them away. They continue to agitate, but they've not done anything to improve their lives over the years. We'll continue this history in another video. The world hopes that this can be resolved quickly because the mounting casualties in Gaza is such a pity. And Hamas can end this right now by just releasing the hostages. It looks very simple, but still complicated. Thanks for watching.
بنيامين نتنياهو الآن الشعب الإسرائيلي بيحاكمه، حكومته بتحاكم الشعب الإسرائيلي. من يحاكم قادة حماس إذا اتضح أن هناك خطأ؟ 10,000 ضحية، 12,000 ضحية، 30,000 حتى الآن 30,000 جريح، المفقودين. شنو الإنجاز اللي تحقق؟ هو الإنجاز اللي تحقق هو ترهيب للناس في السوشيال ميديا، لا تتكلم خلاص. يعني التبرير الآخر الناس اللي تقتل والناس اللي يتسببون بقتلها من أطفال ومن نساء ومن رجال علشان ما يبي محاسبة، يقول والله راحوا شهداء. من يقرر الشهادة؟ من يقرر الشهادة؟ يعني أليس الأولى والأجدى أن يكون في تعليم وحضانة لهؤلاء الناس بدل من أخذ قرارات عشوائية؟ هذا اللي قتلهم، هذا اللي يقول راحوا شهداء، لما يصير القصف ينزل بالأنفاق. هذا اللي قتلهم، اللي يقول شهداء، هو لما صار القصف ينزل بالأنفاق تحت. اللي أطلق الصاروخ أطلق من قبو ولا خرج وقعد. ليش ما يروح شهيد هذا؟ ليش ما يجيبون عائلاتهم وأولادهم إذا كانوا يقولون عن الشهادة؟ ليش هم ما يستشهدون؟ أولا ليش لازم تموت الناس وتتهدم بيوتها عليها؟ شفتوا التضليل؟ قادة حماس يجب أن يحاكموا على الحقيقة الخطيئة اللي ارتكبوها بحق الشعب الفلسطيني. أول شيء بيحررون الأقصى والحين يتصايحون، بس وقفوا هدنة، الوقف إطلاق النار ونفك الرهاين. هذا انتصار، هذا غش للشعوب العربية، وبالتالي يجب أن تحاكم القيادات. السؤال من يحاكم القيادات؟ أبو مازن يحاكمهم؟ هم تمردوا على أبو مازن. من يحاكمهم؟ إيران تحاكمهم؟ إيران سعيدة بهذا الموضوع. يحاكمهم الله سبحانه وتعالى. كل الدماء اللي ماتت وانهدمت بيوتها من أطفال، وهذا برقبة هنية ومن شايع هنية.
I had to, bear just listening to what Nedmedia's conclusion was. What the man was saying is actually correct in many ways about holding Hamas also accountable. Like I said, the rise of Hamas was not necessarily a good thing for the Palestinians, because the Israelis also supported them in dominating the Palestinian Authority that was negotiating peace. And however, the support that they get is instinctive, because even if they are supported by the Israelis to an extent to come up, but Israelis are not kind of helping the Palestinians see that. Instead of, if anything, they encourage them to be powerful, and then the Palestinians are fighting the Israelis that they see as the people that refuse to give them a state. as the people that oppress them anytime they try to cross the borders, as the people that keep picking them off, killing them, and building properties on their lands in the West Bank and killing people in West Bank on a regular basis and arresting their people without trial. I think they have about 6,000 something Palestinians in the Israeli prisons right now. But all these Nedmedia doesn't say. You know, the Arab guy's opinion is what you hear from many societies. Whenever there is a kind of military stuff, so people will be like, "Oh, let's appease them. Let's not worry about the oppression that we are experiencing. Let's just worry about eating and surviving." There's always people that do that. There's others that will say, "No, we have to fight back." The question you ask yourself is it okay for Palestinians to live like apartheid, like in apartheid, where they are second-class citizens and help just basically serve the Israelis? Is it okay? How many Palestinians have you seen in Israel protesting on the street today? If they come out, they are being suppressed like crazy. They make up 20% of the Israeli population. They won't let them come out. That's the democracy. They won't let them come out. But nobody's representing them. That man that is talking there is normal. You hear this type of discourse during conflict, but it doesn't mean it's of any cut through. It doesn't have any bearing in terms of the tragedy of what is occurring. You can say they should try Hamas. You can say they should try Netanyahu, which they should be actually. But are you going to get peace out of that? Are they going to come and talk peace? Because that's the really important thing. That's what the people need. That is the only thing that truly matters. And I've watched the process go on for a long time, and they refuse to get to a peaceful outcome. For some reason, America is gaining from this, because while they are fighting each other, the Middle East is in disarray. They will never be able to come together and build a strong this in the region. That is the trick, divide and rule, is what they are using. But it's all good. So I'll just let you, give your own summary of what you've heard so far from Nedmedia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. What do you have to comment on this? This is just a one-way journalism or broadcast. To me, there is. I can't even look at this. The only thing I'm gonna say is, I know, before now, I still wonder why Clinton or Barack Obama, they would have allowed him to resolve this issue, but they would. That two-state solution would have been a perfect solution. Let everybody live in peace. They can live like brother, forget about war. But what is going on now? I don't know where this is heading. I'm actually tired of even following the news, what is going on. It's sad. It's sad. The other thing I wanted to comment was the Saudi Arabia canceling Nigeria visas. That's it. That one was a disgrace. Honestly, if Nigeria,
they don't even explain to us now.
So
they don't even tell us why. What did you get?
From what I gathered, it is just based on hero politics. So what is going on? Saudi Arabia, they usually leave directly from Lagos, but Air Peace is a cheaper airline for Nigerians. Air Peace was not lifted directly to Jeddah too. Now Air Peace is cheaper, from the analysis I got today, by even more than 300,000. The other airline that lifts people from Nigeria is Ethiopia Airline. Now Ethiopia, you have to go have the transit in Ethiopia. It's still more expensive. I generally feel Air Peace is doing a very great job for Nigeria. Every Nigeria should support him. I really love the man.
Yes.
He just opened up direct flight to UK, direct flight to Saudi.
Imagine.
I think if you empower him, allow him, since he's doing the job, he can open up direct flight to America.
So are you saying that it has something to do with Australian airline, Ethiopian airline that seems to
not
be
Ethiopia, Saudi airline.
So Saudi airline is also lifting from Nigeria?
Yeah, it's also lifted to Nigeria. I think they feel like, maybe he's going to collect their businesses.
But they are aware of it now that the guy is in business. So why didn't they stop him before he even got in business?
They said the PHPs follow all the structure, follow all the processes. Like there was nothing wrong. But I would say Nigeria government should question them, call the ambassador to order in Nigeria, question them, let them explain. If they don't have genuine explanation, take action immediately. Forget what you're going to lose. Take action. Take action, then we can settle it later. Because if you don't do that, country will just be messing with you. Like, look at the other day UAE did, or they did the other. Like, what kind of insult is that? How do you tell people that paid money going to Saudi Arabia, you withdraw their visa? That is insane. Like, they said after, like, the ambassador contacted them, asking them why are they doing that, they allow about 80-something, I think, to go through.
Yeah, to go through. Yeah, they did say that.
And they still rejected like 170. So I'm like, this is
it's not nice at all. We keep experiencing these
the president
things.
was even in Saudi Arabia. He just had meeting
Just
with
a day, just a day ago, and he's going for mini Hajj.
Honestly, I'm gonna react so badly. I'm gonna question them. React. Forget it. You can settle later. You gotta react. If they don't react, they are fools.
Personally, if I was Nigerian government, I would just like, okay, I will focus on my people. Focus on your people. Fix your country. Your people, the Nigerians that are overseas, when they return, we don't need Saudi Arabia money.
That is the other point I wanted to comment. You know, we discussed this when he went to where was that?
I don't, sorry, AY. I'm sorry. Today is Tuesday. We are not going to do a long session. I wish we could go into all the discussion.
2 hours is okay.
No,
just 1 hour.
No, it's already. I was supposed to do 1 hour. It's already beyond 1 hour. we can't go long. I wanted to introduce this Owen. He's a UK national, and he really follows things. I like him because he's very, very meticulous. He tends to go into detail about stuff and finding out about behaviors and some of the stuff he's put together regarding the way Israeli officials are talking about the conflict. It's interesting. I will just play it, and this is a reaction. I have to give him credit. Owen is he actually does meticulous work. He said that the UK is such a powerful country that no matter how good you are, they find a way to frustrate your opinions. He really does challenge a lot of people. I have to give it to him. They can't surpass him often. You get the best minds, and he will stand toe to toe with them. Jago, welcome. I'm sorry you came in quite late, and we are not going to be long, and so it's going to be one statement. Why are you laughing, Ewa? Stop it.
No. I just saw what everybody was up. What is up here, and I obviously I'm interested, so I just wanted to see how far we're going. If you're staying a while, no problem at all. Your show.
Yeah, thank you.
The scale of the crime which Israel could now be undertaking. An official document from the Israeli Ministry of Intelligence has been leaked. It's in the hand of some dissident Israeli newspapers. And this official document recommends the forcible and permanent removal of Gaza's 2.2 million Palestinians to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. We have a term for this. It is called ethnic cleansing, and it is a grave war crime. It was a grave war crime which was used to justify the West going to war against Bosnian Serb leaders and Slobodan Milosevic's regime in the Balkans back in the 1990s. It's a 10-page document, as these journalists report, dated the 13th of October, bearing the logo of the intelligence ministry. And it has 3 options for the Palestinian people in Gaza. The course of action it recommends is this euphemistic term, a full population transfer. That is ethnic cleansing. It recommends Israel acts to evacuate the civilian population to Sinai during this war, establish tent cities and then more permanent cities in northern Sinai, then create a sterile zone of several kilometers within Egypt and prevent the return of the population to activities/residencies near the border with Israel. Now, it goes on. The messages should revolve around the loss of land, making it clear that there is no hope of returning to the territories Israel will soon occupy, whether or not this is true. The image needs to be, Allah made sure you lose this land because of Hamas's leadership. There was no choice but to move to another place with the assistance of your Muslim brothers. It is there in black and white. Now, there is an important nuance here. The intelligence ministry does not have as big a role as its name might suggest. It doesn't have binding recommendations, but rather its policy papers are submitted to the Israeli government and security agencies for review. But do note this, it is headed by a politician named Gila Gamliel, who is a member of Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party, but crucially, she is regarded as a relative moderate. So this plan for ethnic cleansing on a mass scale has been proposed by the ministry of a supposed moderate in Benjamin Netanyahu's party, a party which is extreme enough, but it's in coalition with even more extreme elements than that. Now, it's been discussed in the context of personal and political maneuverings by the likes of this politician, but the fact is that this is a senior Israeli politician regarded as a relative supposed moderate, and it shows where discussions at the top of the Israeli government have headed. We've already seen Benjamin Netanyahu demand all of Gaza's civilian population flee near the start of this horror, an impossibility. Of course, they're trapped. It's an open-air prison camp. Then an official demand from the Israeli state for the population of northern Gaza to flee within 24 hours, which was condemned by the United Nations as a violation of international law and by the Norwegian Refugee Council as the war crime of forcible population transfer. We've heard Eli Cohen, Israel's foreign minister, say that after this war, Gaza will shrink, i.e. that Israel will permanently occupy at least part of its land. The former Israeli deputy foreign minister and now Israel's ambassador to the UK, Zipi Hotoveli, who once declared that between the sea and the Jordan River, there needs to be one state, only the state of Israel, demanding, in other words, mass annexation of Palestinian land. Gideon Saar, the Israeli minister, said in an interview that Gaza must be smaller at the end of the war. Whoever starts a war against Israel must lose territory. Yoav Gallant, defense minister, saying Gaza won't return to what it was before. We will eliminate everything. The Egyptian regime has been repeatedly warning that Israel's plan is to drive Gaza's population into the Sinai desert. We know the former Egyptian dictator Hosni Mubarak came under pressure from Washington to cede Egyptian territory in the Sinai desert to create a Palestinian state. Now, if this evidence, all these reams of evidence were coming from Putin's key allies, or say from Serb leaders in the 1990s, it would just be seen as a slam dunk case. Politicians, Western politicians, would be howling about it, as would it be heading key news broadcasts of a state undertaking and preparing for even graver war crimes, not least ethnic cleansing. Now, it goes further. Let's hear from Benjamin Netanyahu.
You must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible. And we do remember, and we are fighting. Our brave troops and combatants who are now in Gaza or around Gaza and in all other regions in Israel are joining this chain of Jewish heroes, a chain that has started 3,000 years ago from Joshua ben Nun until the heroes of 1948, the Six-Day War, the 73 October War, and all other wars in this country. Our hero troops, they have one supreme main goal: to completely defeat the murderous enemy and to guarantee our existence in this country. We've always said, never again. Never again is now.
This is what he said. You must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible. So let's just read from 1 Samuel 15:3. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and women, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. How is that not a call for genocide? Imagine a Muslim leader was quoting Quranic verses amounting to the same thing in the context of war. Can you imagine? We'd never hear the end of it. Now, we heard the former deputy commander of the Gaza division of Israel's military say, we're not taking any chances. When our soldiers are maneuvering, we are doing this with massive artillery, with 50 aeroplanes overhead, destroying anything that moves. Destroying anything that moves. And that's from a former senior official in the Gaza division. That comes on top of Israeli leaders and officials saying that they will turn Gaza into a city of tents, i.e. razing it to the ground, that their aim is damage, not accuracy, and other numerous statements tantamount to mass destruction with inevitable mass civilian deaths. They are saying what they mean. Believe them. So listen then to Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Reporter on Palestine, who says with necessary passion what Israel is actually doing.
I don't know if Hamas cares or not, but I know that it's Israel's responsibility not to bomb a 360 kilometer strip of land where the people are besieged. Excuse me, I cannot be in an interview where I've just heard someone saying we are doing everything that we can to avoid civilian loss of life. This is not true because 8,000 people have already been killed. And if the Commissioner General of UNRWA says that 3,500 children, around 3,500 children have been killed, even if it's not fully verified, it means that it's likely, highly likely, because UNRWA has staff members who have been killed. There are journalists who have been killed. 50% of the civilian infrastructure in Gaza has been destroyed. The Palestinians in Gaza have nowhere to go. Please imagine what it is to have 2 million people, 200,000 living in 300 square meters, which is being bombed north to south. Where do these people have to go? There is no safe haven. These people are trapped and are being killed. This is what Israel is pursuing.
Now, she actually warned at the end of that interview about the risk of genocide. That's a senior UN official. In 3 weeks, there have been over 8,000 deaths. That could be an underestimate, given the number trapped under rubble. Over 3,000 of them children, as she reports. Half the damages were destroyed. How many more are going to die in the coming weeks, if that's already how many have died in the opening salvos? The risk is clear. A mass slaughter of a scale which, frankly, is something which should chill us and disturb us, because the death toll is already hideous. But it could be a mass slaughter culminating in the permanent mass expulsion of the Palestinian population of Gaza. This is one of the gravest crimes being committed of our time, and it is not being hidden by Israeli leaders. I must keep repeating that. They're not trying to disguise their intentions. They are being open, shamelessly open, about the war crimes they are committing. And in a just world, they would be hauled before an international criminal court to face charges of war crimes. And part of the evidence would be these statements that they have made, in which they did not disguise their intentions to commit grave war crimes, for which they should be punished with the same life sentences that have been imposed on other such war criminals. But our governments are not condemning these war criminals. They're complicit in their crimes. And in this country, the government and the main opposition party have rallied behind them. It is those who support these war crimes who are being portrayed as moderates, and those who oppose these war crimes, oppose the mass slaughter of little children who are being treated as morally indecent extremists who deserve to be hounded and purged and demonized and silenced. Well, I know how history will judge each of them. Again, they are being open and honest. They're not pretending. Believe them.
It's an interesting question. How do you destroy missile? See, Simon UG UK, I sympathize with your question. They have been denied temp location to eat. After you heard what you said, you want them to go to Egypt. Seriously, they will not be allowed back. As a matter of fact, they are already saying they are going to take some land, and I fear that the land they are going to take is in northern Gaza. They are going to take some land from them. They are going to sterilize some areas where civilians are not allowed to live in, and they're going to use that as a kind of buffer zone against some parts of Israel. That's what they're going to do. That's the minimum I fear they're going to do in this case. That's why you hear them. From what they gather right now, they've actually cut Gaza in half. So yeah, they've already cut Gaza in half. That is if they don't take the entire northern Gaza. And because a lot of Palestinians are escaping now because they are tired. Many of them are beginning to run. This is south. Sooner or later, when you see people shooting at your door, you have to find your head out of there. Even if you know that you may never be returning back. And if you want to destroy missile sites, you can target them without destroying entire neighborhoods. I can assure you, not all neighborhoods have got missiles on them that Israel destroyed. Even in the video that they were showing, they didn't have missile sites there that they were destroying. So The problem is that they are just killing people. There were missile sites in Iraq, there were missile sites in many conflicts in the world, but you don't see the civilian death rate at this level. I don't even think the entire state of America in Afghanistan resulted in 4,000 children deaths. I'm not even sure he climbed to that high numbers. If you are killing more children than you're killing Hamas soldiers, you're having problems. So you are not fighting a good war.
Even the strange one, if you can bomb hospital, bomb refugee camp, what is remaining? Like that's the height of
ambulance. Everything is fair game.
Yeah, like even if Hamas militant, even if they are inside a place, one or two, will you not kill hundreds of people because of one person? No,
that is your excuse now. They will say yes, it's worthy.
Yeah.
And if you want, see, missile, I get this point because missile launching sites are not benign; they are dangerous. But even Hamas missiles are not very, very effective. Most of the killing was not done by the missiles that they fired into Israel. It was done by the people that have infiltrated into the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hostages, missiles are not the one taking hostages. Israel has Iron Dome, so the level of threat the missile pose is quite low. So how is that a reason to fully flatten entire neighborhoods? So please, Jagon, you can come in and so that we can look to round up as soon as possible because I just came out here to come and do stuff. You know this AY, he works from home, so he doesn't mind. He's going to finish with us and carry on working and making money while he's here. You see him, we are not like him. We actually go out to do something.
You see my workstation, I'm sitting down right here.
He not said though. You can be here 24/7. He doesn't mind. He will be there walking away and talking to us. So Jago, please go ahead. Can you hear us, Jago? Are you frozen?
Are you hearing echo when I'm speaking?
No echo today.
No? Yes?
No echo.
No, I'm here.
We can hear you.
Am I frozen?
No, I think there's a delay.
Okay. Well, you know, this whole thing. You say what? What's going on? I can't hear anyone.
There's a delay.
Oh, yeah, I see. I see.
Maybe you should relog in. I don't know. Why you people in UK? Why do you guys always have this problem?
No, it's a problem with Google.
Rishi Sunak is in hot fire now. You guys need to talk to him to fix the internet.
This thing good. There's Google. To be fair to him, Google Jargon's line seems to be good. It's Google Chrome and this thing. They are telling people, and even on this in Opera, they are saying they are working on it. That their systems, I think Streamline is having trouble with Google.
Yeah, I think so.
Basically.
I think so.
Streamline is having trouble with browsers. Yeah. So they are
for me, I like the fact that you brought this guy, the guy you just showed. I forgot his name. Owen Jones, I think.
Yeah.
He is very practical on things, and I watched a couple of interviews with him today. One with that crazy what's his name? Piers, whatever. It was disastrous. And another one on this morning's news program. And basically, the media in the West is disgusting. They are not reporting this thing accurately at all, or are they trying to balance what they're reporting? They play as though they are, but they are extremely backing Israel for all the ill that they're doing. And for me, the West, America, Europe, and Israel, they're the most murderous, manipulative, disgraceful human beings on this planet in terms of what's going on in the Middle East. But we have to understand that all these things for us are warning signs. Because I'm telling you, this thing ain't ending. It's not going to end. Even if they have a ceasefire, it's going to come back again within 6 months. They do want to. One or the other is going to be eradicated. One or the other, and I feel that the Palestinians are going to be demolished completely. That's my feeling. How they do it is going to be disgraceful. The fact that Hamas is largely spoon-fed by Israel, it is the dichotomy in this whole scenario. The Hamas and Israel are like buddies, and this is a scenario that's been played out almost as though it's a fix. It doesn't seem to me to be anything real in terms of the deaths are real. No, don't get me wrong, but it seems like a big manipulation for the TV and for those who want to support the Israelis. However, I feel as though I don't know how to put it. Everybody's been used.
Yeah.
Everybody's been used. Europe and America definitely is hardcore using Israel, and Israel in themselves are feeding their power, and they too are manipulating the whole agenda.
That's true.
I feel pity when we look at this thing. You know, you're talking about 1,000 children dead. We're talking about 3,000 dead over the last 5 weeks or however it's been. That's a rate that's actually as bad as what Hitler was doing. I saw a description of the timeline between the deaths that Hitler caused over a 3-year period and the deaths that have been recorded now in this present battle. That there are more people dying per minute in the Israeli conflict. So largely, we're watching a death chant. This is a death chant. I'm also happy that the Quran or the Bible was brought up, because again, it's all there. It's there that this is what they're going to do, and they're doing it. So you know, it's a script. Again, it's just a script that's going on that's causing deaths in our planet. It won't stop here. It won't stop here, is my say.
Thank you. And gentlemen, thank you for coming in, and we'll like to call it a day for now, and we'll probably I don't know, are we due for a meeting tomorrow for 8 no 9, I mean, should I send out an email, you know, alerting all the contacts?
Yeah, I'm good anyway. Jago is
Jago, you are one of the ones arguing for midweek meetings. So
yeah, I was there. I don't know if you saw when I come here, I say I was here, and then I leave because nobody's there. I go there. Is anyone here? Nobody's there now. It's for me.
I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow for 9, and because last week one I was overwhelmed. Pardon?
Send out an invite.
I will send an invite out tonight or in the morning so that everybody's aware, and I will be there for 9 p.m. tomorrow, and so that we can be able to meet up. So whoever is present, I'll be able to do that. You see that, you know, you see, you call yourself Amadioha. You are not Amadioha. Don't even try it. He will try to come in Uzo Carlo. Right? That's it. Don't try that. Uzo Carlo. Did you hear that we are closing out?
Man don't win governorship second time now.
He's got his Amadioha. You are not Amadioha. You are Uzo Carlo. Don't try it. We are closing for today, and you know the whole story now. I just didn't appreciate the way somebody that should be more sensitive to these things, you know, just went online and 15 minutes of just excusing downright killing of children. You know, you can't do that. Saying I can't even imagine what kind of mind will allow him to do that, because in Nigeria the last thing you want is soldiers doing that to people and say, oh, because IPOB was doing something so they are justified to go and kill innocent Nigerians. No way. No matter what IPOB does, no matter what Boko Haram does, don't go around killing innocent children more than Boko Haram has killed. If Nigerian soldiers start doing that, I will have a big problem with them.
Oh yeah.
a big one.
I think we have to fear for Nigeria because all these lessons have been learned.
Let me make my own comment, so I can
wait.
Yeah.
All these lessons have been learned. And the criminals who are governing Nigeria at the moment would easily do what's been done right now in order to hold power, I think.
Okay. Uzo.
Congratulations. I don't win.
Amadio Uzo. You just when you hear we are closing,
When you know see me like this. Hey, I go be like say you see your girlfriend. I say we don't smile.
You always come in as a troublemaker all the time. You always come in
not make trouble. You know, say you always form one guy. You be like shit water. You don't fit away. You don't feel this you back.
You're a jovial guy now. I do like the fact that you take things easy. You know? You hardly hear
no. I mean, someone be like shit water. If you say throw him, you go smell the whole place. We don't go drink up. You don't fit drink up. You just keep them. They enjoy and they go. So,
what do you think about Nedmedia now? What do you think about Nedmedia's take on this? This conflict.
My brother, it's miscalculation. Hamas and Iran miscalculate the whole stuff. Let me know what happened. The way I see it, just like he knows that he beat you. But he knows that he beat you. All right, but he wants to provoke me and beat you. Then. If I beat you, I can't get support from neighboring people. Make you beat you well, all right? But I don't go for the blocking level, all right? I can't get support from other people make I beat you well. So what did I say? This thing is planned by Iran to provoke Israel to retaliate so that could destroy Israel. But America, it's like one country just stay for road. It's okay, nobody put hand made the fight. Make small picking and people in the fight. No, you have for Nigeria, very little they fight. Nobody should put hands. You know that these people will destroy the people. He just say nobody separate, nobody put hands, maybe they fight they go. That's what America is doing. All right, if not that, Iran, we have known that by now.
Where does the law come in now? And 4,000 children. Hold on now. So we hear you see 4,000 children have died. Because they claim they are going after terrorists. That is where my issue is. I don't have any issue with taking out Hamas fighters, and that is the trap Hamas is setting. Hamas set the trap.
Can I do something? Who is Hamas? Who is Hamas?
Hamas are terrorist group from the Palestinian population.
They are Palestinians. Hamas is Hamas. All right. So how can you differentiate of them? That's the problem we are having. All right.
So hold on. Let me ask you. Hold on. We can. I have to stop you when you say you can't separate both of them. So are you saying if IPOP does something, the Nigerian military should go into the southeast and kill 4,000 children? Sorry, I muted you.
Yeah, IPOP is Igbo. You can't separate IPOP from Igbo people.
So what if IPOP does something? Is it justified for the Nigerian government to go and kill 4,000 Igbo children?
They've been doing that already. I'm nobody talking about it. Just like during the war. If you want to go back there, the military people would do something. What happened?
The war situation is different because the war situation is different because even now nobody will accept that form of conflict at all. But that's what Israel is doing right now. See,
they're in war. This war.
See, there are laws in wars. You can't just punish the entire population, innocent population of civilians. And 70% of people killed are women and children. So among that 10,000, we're talking about 7,000 women and children. Nobody's even crying for the men. It's okay. Let the men die, whether they are innocent or not. But the children, 4,000, about 3,000 women are dead. You can't say because you are going after people in a tunnel, you kill this many people. Because the whole purpose of being in a tunnel is that they are not exposed. So they have considered the top surface to you. All you have to do is take over the holes. Not kill the entire people on the surface.
Let me tell you the main mistake. Israel knows they can smoke them out from that hole. You see, they will smoke out.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying all day.
We all know how this works. Don't fall out of the hole and put a smoke there, all of them with chemical, all of them will smoke out from everywhere. All right? But they don't need that. They don't want to destroy Palestine. This thing has been going on, not today. We have that opportunity.
But it doesn't make it right now. Nedmedia.
It doesn't make it, well, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't have opportunity to kill somebody you know that it can beat. It knows its surface. Then you use advantage of killing everybody. And I all know that America can never say back down. Europe can never say back down. The Americans are looking for opportunities to even do with this people already. So when they see opportunities, someone is doing for them, they will support the person to do it. Right?
I think they're already backing down. Or they're already saying, was it not Macron that says Israel should stop killing babies? That's to put it like that. It tells you that something is wrong. That Israel has gone too far.
What of sanctioning? What of sanctioning?
They are not going to say. You think they will go if Israel carries on without listening?
They will sanction you. If talk against, they will sanction you. Yeah.
Hold on. If they tell Israel to stop and Israel refuses to stop, that's when the sanction is going to happen. But I don't think Israel will stop. I mean, I don't think if they tell Israel to stop, Israel will not stop. Israel will stop because they know their only leverage they have now is those powers. If those powers go away, they are in big trouble. And hence,
my brother, if America tells them to stop today, or they're going to take withdraw order their worship and all those things out from Israel will stop. They know that immediately that worship move out of everything, like America is holding them back and allowing Israel to be destroying these people. That's the only thing that America is doing. If America says stop, they don't stop. America start withdrawing all those worship, all those submarines under the water. They're waiting for anybody from Iraq or only that will do palm. All right? You know, then Israel will stop.
Thank you.
That's how it is.
Thank you. I felt a little bit defensive because I felt like you were excusing innocence getting killed.
No, I'm not excusing innocence. It does in terms of war. It doesn't benefit you. All right, it doesn't benefit you. All right, you call it off. But when it benefits you, you let it go. You understand my point? You let it go. If it benefits a country, they let it be. When it doesn't benefit them, they let it go. So that's how it goes. Yeah, you have been saying this. I know you have been saying for a lot of time. All right. The only support America will support where benefit them. Assuming they don't have anything to gain, they will tell Israel, man, you are killing too much. Better stop it. Then America has been benefiting them, so they will not stop it. They want to level that class. Level it as you did. They know where they're going. I put a base there. That's what they are trying to do. Level it, review it, and put a base there. Control Middle East.
Thank you.
On my side, listen, I was telling you guys something. On my Imo State, that I was telling you guys something. Just 1 year ago now, what was the man?
Let's not extend this thing now. More people are coming in, and I'm not going to be able to shut this thing down if it carries on. Dan is in the backstage now. This is so that we can run away from here before more and more people keep coming.
Yeah, one drive. Yeah.
Amadioha, thank you for coming in. Uzo, Uzo, you're a jovial guy. I like to see you.
You don't know Amadioha. You don't know Amadioha.
Amadioha, is he not? Hi. Is he like a big chief or a god or something like that?
No, listen, Amadioha can be called Thor. You know the Thor?
Yeah. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah,
we're going to make some discuss all these things.
God of thunder.
Yeah. That is interesting, we never really talk about the pantheons of Igbo gods. I know about the Yoruba pantheons.
No, the Igbo god is not like Songo. Amadioha is like Songo Yoruba. Amadioha is like Songo Yoruba. And in English word, Thor. That was the God of thunder.
Let me know that down. We'll make time to discuss Igbo pantheon.
Yeah, not Igbo only. Just generally, all those gods, all those warriors that have come and gone. Yeah. I will see them as a bad thing. Whereby the white people are using to make money here. Look at Thor. How was the Thor rate? Thor movie. How was it already in a year?
Yeah. Thank you. Let me try to this thing. I think Queen TA was asking why should Israel stop. Nobody said Israel should stop going after Hamas. Stop killing civilians. Stop killing children. Reduce the amount. You can't kill 4,000 children and make excuses for that. Keep going after Hamas. After all, they are all hand in hand with each other. They have been giving themselves handshakes for how many decades now? Let them wrestle it out. But don't kill innocent civilians in the name of going after Hamas, because that's an excuse. And not only killing them, they are also expelling them. there's a danger that they may never return back to that northern Gaza, and at least not the entire northern Gaza that they left at this moment. So nobody's saying Israel should allow Palestine and a terrorist group to remain there. You can't, and it shouldn't even have been supported in the first place. So I'll leave that. Tone, please go ahead. Welcome, Tone. And I forgot to say that because I'm in a hurry to get out. I'm not even wanting to welcome people. So welcome. You came late, and I wanted to do a very, very short one. It was supposed to be 1 hour, but I think
why are you running away? You are talking
because I've got things to do now. You know, this is Christmas is coming. I have to
you have an interesting topic. So
I have to earn a living. I'm not earning a living now. So my family, Nigerians will start asking me for money soon. I have to earn a living.
You may hide yourself, but we know you are a rich guy. You know.
No, not at all. I'm just like everyone else. I'm
Maybe
just like
papa, if not be you, your papa guy.
Nobody tell you that any Nigerian that comes to the UK they are losers. Nigerians that come to the UK are losers. You don't come here to make money. You come here to speak. You come here to speak the Queen's English.
Oh yeah.
Please, Toad, go ahead. Apart from Toad, of course, Toad is loaded.
You say somebody else they loaded, but not you.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, you see this the war in Gaza is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I stand with Israel.
Why?
I might sound a bit.
Let's hear him out. Why he may have a nuanced reason.
Bruh, I think it's because he's a Christian and Christians stand with Israel blindly.
No.
Blindly.
No, not Christian. What I'm saying.
No,
AY, please, let's not encourage long discussion, please. You know what? We can go backstage and keep discussing, or I could leave it on and go and come back. Can I?
Yeah, go and come back.
Okay, I could do that. You guys can carry on with your discussion. Yeah. Okay.
How long are you going to away for?
I will be away till, let's say, in the UK time. Whenever I wake up, but I tend to wake up before 5 o'clock, so it will be on, and anybody can. You see, people cannot come on and go off. You see, that's the problem.
I'll be shooting off when I finish my.
Do you have access to the backstage? No, you don't. Nobody has access. If somebody did, then I would have left it and gone. So I have to round it up, people. Please try to be understanding.
I won't be long. I'm not.
Please go ahead.
So Bobby, before you round it up, I want to have my own show. I beg.
Yeah, you have your tongue. You have your tongue. Anybody that let us
before you have your say. So this is not an issue about whether what somebody is a Christian or a Muslim.
Please allow this to finish before we start our rascality again. Please go ahead.
Okay. Right, like I was saying, it's not about religion for me. It's about what's the word now? It's about nationhood. It's about having a leader, because remember, Israel have been asking for a leader that is strong, that will stand firm and defend the cause of Israel. Hamas, in my own opinion, I will blame them any day. They've been irresponsible. How can you be mounting guns in residential building, using civilians as a human shield? And now, when you send bombs into Israel, when they retaliate, you start crying foul. There's been countless propaganda videos of funeral, and then when they heard planes coming and all that, the person that is supposed to be dead, I see him with my own eyes. The person just took
did you click it?
You know, are you saying that the death toll that they are saying is not real?
I'm not saying that. We can't verify. None of us here can verify or deny.
Actually, there are UN officials on the ground. There are hospitals. There are videos of people being pulled out of rubbles. And
forefathers, there is no doubt that people are dying. That's why I said that nobody is happy. Nobody listen.
And then it helps not to start bringing up false cases whether
it's Hamas or whether Iran. At the end of the day, we're talking about humans. We're talking about human beings. Iran too this is a proxy war for Iran. They are not helping issues. Let's call a spade a spade.
Tony,
And
From what I gather, Iran wasn't even aware what
now,
Hamas
guys.
is doing.
You understand the history, what is going on?
No,
in that.
wait, guys, wait.
See, let him finish his submission. I'll try to just be asking precise questions and let him carry on. Yeah.
Wait, there's a grant. There's an agenda, a worldwide agenda for conflicts that will be happening, and we forgot that people, as we speak right now, people are dying in Ukraine. Most of the males that are
and in Sudan,
and in Sudan, all of them are gone.
Congo.
To the extent where we say they are even going to mental hospitals, people that couldn't escape, to go and conscript them for war. It's horrible. America is one of the problems we have in the world today. They are hungry for blood anywhere. To see, America are the people that are going and encouraging Netanyahu to go and go and go and go. They are hungry. Remember Bumi's...
I've recommended war counseling for the US and the UK. You know, they need to have war counseling to calm them down a bit.
You are contradicting yourself.
I am not.
Take it easy, Olabide. Let me
land now. Let me land. What I'm trying to say, in other words, here is the way Hamas came at Israel, I do not support it. Yes, Israel responded, but I think that they've gone too far. The response is disproportionate to the provocation. That is my own view. That is my own personal view. The way they responded, I liked it, but I think right now it's just disproportionate. It's unfortunate that children are suffering. I saw a child today. He was literally shaking in hospital. I mean, how can that child, I mean, he will not be normal. It's going to take a lot for that child to be normal. It is not nice. They should back off. Now, Hamas have understood the story. They are taking out, after all, they have special squads. They should have sent their special squad and to take out all those leaders. They know where they are. They take them out, but not bombing where you have civilians, children, and women. And all that is wrong. That is morally wrong. That's my own point.
If I can, you said that you support Israel, and then you spoke about America being.
No, I've just defined it, Jago. I just defined it. I support the way they responded, but however, the response so far is disproportionate to the
It's proportional or disproportionate?
Disproportionate.
Okay. Well, you still, as Olumide said, to me, to support Israel and then not to support the West, especially America, in backing them, is a controversy. It's a controversy. It doesn't make sense.
It seems like a contradiction, but I agree with him though that it's disproportionate, and there are smarter ways to go after these people if that is what they want to do.
You can take them out with special forces. They've got one of the best special forces in the world.
Because this is what should tell you
that is not the agenda. The agenda is something else.
This is what should tell you that there's a makeup behind this, because the funding that Hamas gets is coming from Israel more than any other funding.
Some of it, to be fair, I don't know how when they broke up funding them, but there was a time when they were funding Hamas. I don't know how far back, because we have to be careful. We're saying that they are funding Hamas right now.
Let me
so that's why I'm just being careful.
30 seconds. Forefather, do you know Paki Sharma? She's a newcaster in India. That's one of my best.
Is it the one that moved from way on Zion?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that lady. That lady's evil, man.
She has short minute video, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
She was giving details today about how Hamas planned the attack. That they actually deceived IDF. They were giving them. They still give them intelligence. That there are people in Palestine that are planning attack. You need to be careful, especially the other group. So
Islamic Jihad.
Islamic Jihad, they are planning attack. They deceive them. that even to date, Israel, they give money to Hamas. They work
Till date?
Oh man!
Oh my God! If that's true, that's shocking. I didn't know it was still happening. If that's true,
bro, I'm telling you.
Will be
Wow.
shocked. That girl, she's my best ever. She
Man,
loves
that lady, man. When that lady yabs you, you feel bad. There's something about the way she reports news. It's so evil.
I report
Man, she really labasts China constantly. Don't let China rest because she's Indian.
She had it. She's Pakistan. That's how she about Pakistan.
Yeah, she has a way of saying stuff.
Who's this lady?
She was once the main presenter in Weon channel. I think Zion. Or I don't know.
She's in.
Yeah, she's gone to first something, isn't it? First page. So
let me check her channel now.
So yeah. In the meantime, I think we've heard from Tone. Tone thinks it's disproportionate. The response.
Send me the video later privately.
Okay.
Yeah. And Dan, please, thank you for coming in. I appreciate your presence here. So what do you think about the Nedmedia video? Because that's the one I'm criticizing, because I felt like he was just justifying the killing of 4,000 children. He never really condemned that. You know what? These 4,000 children shouldn't be killed, and Israel could have done better. Because we are in Nigeria, where Nigerian soldiers can go into any neighborhood and say, oh, because IPOB is there or ESN is there, it's justified to go and kill innocent people. That is, you can't justify that. There's proportionality to it. 4,000 in 1 month. Even Iraq didn't do that. Even US didn't do that in Iraq. Neither did they do that in Afghanistan. And he was justifying it. So please go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Greetings to everybody. Let me tell you something about this Israel-Palestinian war. It's been going on for so long, and it has always been a tit for tat. And if you follow the system, what has been going on, if the buying chips for the Palestinians, for example, if you have one Israeli, as if they kidnap one Israeli or take one Israeli as hostage, it could, for Israel to be able to get that hostage, Hamas will request for maybe 100 Palestinians who are in prison in Israel. And it's vice versa too. If you kill one Israeli, that is from the history of this problem. If they kill one Israeli, they always take about 100 Palestinians for a life of one Israeli. So, for me, I'm neutral in this issue, despite the fact that the Jews killed Jesus Christ, who is my savior, and I believe in him so much. But I'm not here to take sides. What Israel is doing for me is out of hand. I'm not blaming them, but let us face the facts. They have just come down from 1,400 Israelis were killed to 1,200 the other day. They said they made a mistake. So 1,200. Palestinians have reported that they've lost about 11,000 people. Whether it's true or not, Biden was trying to know, how can you know that? Okay, fine. But if you hear from live coverage on the BBC and other media, how the Palestinians are crying, wailing, you understand? And Hamas is doing something wrong. They use the Palestinians out of frustration as human shield. For example, they know that, okay, if they want to kill us, let them kill everybody, for example. Whether it's through good tactics or not, nobody knows. Some people will say because Gaza is overpopulated, there's nowhere to hide. So they hide among the people. But if you look at the history properly, you understand, it's a style. You understand? It's a style. The Israeli, you kill a life of one Israeli is like a life of about 2,000 Palestinians when they come to reality. This is what I don't understand. But for me, if you ask my honest truth in this war, I'm tired of the war. because it's been going on for ages. Even the last one they fought, I thought that they destroyed Hamas totally. Suddenly Hamas could carry out this type of operation again. So killing and killing of people, who is losing? I don't support the killing of any side, whether the Israelis or the Palestinians. You understand? But Israelis, they have to take it easy. Despite the fact that most of us who are Christians, sometimes we lean on their side a little bit because of what the Islamist people are doing also, like in Nigeria, for example. You might have that feeling, or you want to stand one side, let them face it too. Is that not how they are? You know, people can take such decision. But for me, to be honest, I'm tired of it. They should stop it. They should find a solution, which they've told them. Israel also should try to relax a little bit and give Palestinians this state they are looking for, to live side by side without fear. So if they give them that and these Palestinians continue to fight, then we cannot blame them. But if they request for a state, a country of their own alongside Israel, and Israel in some way, according to the history, don't want that, then I don't know what to say. But for me, I'm tired of this killing. Every side is losing, and Palestinians are losing more. This killing of children and women and sick people in the hospital, Israel will say, oh, Hamas they are under the hospital, under the tunnel. But my brother, you people are strong. Go in there and get the people you want to get, not just throw the bomb and it doesn't matter who dies. You understand? Even some foreigners are dying. People, photographers, journalists. If you are not lucky, you are there in that moment. The bomb touch you, you are gone. So for me, if you ask my honest truth, I'm not in support of the killing of all sides. That war should stop.
I must say that that's one of your. Sorry, if you're not finished. Sorry, go ahead. If you're not finished.
No, I've finished. That is my opinion on that issue. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I didn't know you can reason in this way, because normally you tend to have like when it comes to Nigeria, let's go out there and take action. What
That's how you
look at Nigeria.
Pull your legs on that level. Nigeria issue is a different issue. We have been oppressed by our people. So this, you know what I mean? If somebody, a foreigner, is dealing with you now, you can understand. But when your own brother or your own flesh or your own type, they are just using Ogboju, according to the Yoruba Lagos language, they are using Ogboju on you. Omo kilo fe se fun mi. Abo ya were ni fella singer Shakara Oloje ni. If that is what they are using on us, because we cannot fight because we don't want to die, or because they have guns. You understand? That is why they are leading us, and this is what hurts me. That in Nigerian situation, let's go and destroy everything and drive this people away.
Thank you.
I would just like to add to that by saying, let us imagine being a Palestinian for a second. We're a people, we're split between the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Our families are strewn all over the place. We have a history of death in our climate. And then we have no real ammunition or no government backing us. Actually, Hamas is standing as the government for them, but they're not a government at all. They're a terrorist group, as we say. But we also must understand that Israel is a super terrorist group. You can't do what Israel is doing and say that you're a nation.
We have to be careful about calling a nation like that a terrorist.
I'm calling it. The reason why, when they came into that Palestine of theirs, it was 70% Arab, Palestinian Arab, to the 30% that came in. Today, what's the numbers? What's the population numbers? It's a disastrous thing. It's a disastrous thing. We're not understanding that there's a deep history to this. And in the history, when you check the numbers and when you understand that people, grandmothers, what are they supposed to do? Carry arms. Those are the people that they're fighting against. It doesn't make sense. It's disgusting.
Forefathers, do you remember Munich Olympics? When the same
the Munich Olympics,
went and mother. See, listen, these people are just bloody terrorists. They've been pressing the button, and they should know that Israel has one thing: you touch one Israeli, they will go for you. They don't care who you are. They
See,
don't care whether you're American.
but even before then, we always have to remember this conflict is a tragic one. Pointing fingers is of no use because Israelis killed a lot of their people. They decimated villages to create the Israel that you see today. You think it was an empty land? Palestinians that live in Gaza are refugees from the lands that they lost. They destroyed village after village, killing and expelling them from those areas. That is what leads to the kind of stuff you see in the Munich this thing. Israelis were bloodthirsty once too.
Just FYI, those who are in doubt of the death in Gaza, they've killed over 101 UN aid as at today. Go and confirm 101 UN aid workers in Gaza.
Except UN is also faking their own.
No,
by the time you go and start killing UN officials, you have spilled into the civilian population so much that you start taking out UN officials too. So, and it's not new. They've been taking out journalists.
Yeah,
remember those protesters that were in that boat that they started sniping them in the boat, killing them. This is not new. Israelis do this regularly.
There was a time they killed a journalist. When they wanted to go bury the journalist, they bombed.
Let's allow Olamide to have his say. Olamide 1. Olamide 2 is there selling drugs.
He don't go sell drugs. After I go, they accuse Tinubu. So even if they sell,
don't buy this.
He's a strange guy, man.
Don't buy this.
Is he a chemist? Is he a chemist? Yeah.
He's a chemist.
I think he's a chemist. I think he's a chemist. He's quite an interesting dude.
Maybe they said the other one for the ground. Who knows?
Nigerians don't do nonsense job now. Nigerians are, look at all of us here. All of us need to do high level this job. This one, the AY doesn't even leave his house to make money. They just say, you know what, you are too much. You are too much. We don't even need you to come in. Just stay home. You are too much.
One Nigerian are pharmacists too.
So before we round up, anyway, thank you all for coming in and in the chat and everything. I know that some people have mixed feelings, and by default, Nigerians want to support Israel. I want to support Israel too because technically I should be closer to Israel. Their culture is closer to what I was raised with, which is Western civilization. But this killing of innocents has to stop. They need to stop being seduced by their power and stop oppressing people, because sooner or later there will be consequences, no matter how small you think they are. If you create enough terrorists, and this world is getting more and more dangerous with AI, and AI is able to generate biological weapons and chemicals, thousands of different chemical formulas very, very quickly.
I don't want to be controversial, but I can almost guarantee you, just by the statement that you said, you reminded me that those people who are calling themselves Israelis and are Zionists in the so-called Israel, I can almost guarantee you that they are not the true Jews. I can almost guarantee.
They are not.
They're just not the true Jews.
The truth
is, European hegemony for the Middle East more than anything else.
The reason why I think that people have said this a few times, but I'm beginning to feel a little bit somewhat bad. Because when people say before, I don't have any proof, so I just say it's okay because we know they are from Europe. Germans killed them and all the rest. But then again, when you look at the Israelis that are in Israel today, you look at them, they are actually somewhat different from Europeans like Germans and all the rest. If you look at them, they can blend more easily with Palestinians than with Germans. Actually, look at Israelis.
I know what you're saying. You see, the thing is that they are all Caucasian, even down to Pakistan and India. These people are Caucasian.
There's some truth there.
So they have a different look, but they're Caucasian. Now, these people have come in from Europe. We know that they've come from Europe. Europe's problem was the Jews for a good 1,000 years. You understand? 900, 500 years, whatever it was, a big problem.
It's not fair to say that Europe's problem was the Jews. Come on, man.
No, bro. I don't wait.
They are persecuting them? That's what you are saying.
No. I'm saying it as it was written in the history. That's how it's written in history. It says that not just the Germans, the whole of Europe. The Jews were the problem. You know that in Spain. Wait.
See, come on.
Please, just
listen,
wait.
hold on.
You can say what you got to say.
No, please. You
No,
can't
you can say
mean
what you
that.
got to say.
This is Dr. Damage's channel. They could ban him, and you are making it sound as if the Jews were the problem of Europe. They were being persecuted.
No, bruv. What I'm saying is in the history books. I can bring these books for you. You understand? It's there. Wait. Let me
let you explain. What do you mean by Europe is saying that Jews are their problem? What do you mean?
If you understand that there are two entry points for Jews into Europe, yeah, there was the Khazar that were never in Palestine, never. And these are the main Jews that we're speaking about today, those who are now calling themselves Israelis. They went up to Russia, Hungary, Poland, and that's how they entered. Then there were the Jews of the Iberian Peninsula, both in Portugal and in Spain. Now, if you read those histories, all those Jews were black. They were Africans. You understand? They were African. So I'm not playing with anyone with this subject. I'm saying that, look, we need to know what we're looking at. What we're looking at is a crime. The reason why that they are there is because they're Europeans, and they are looking at those Bible stories to manipulate themselves into that situation for so many reasons. So I'm not, I know that you're quite particular about what we should say and what we shouldn't say because of the platform that we're on. I understand that, but you see, there's a truth to all this. And when we listen to the side of, you just said I'm more on the Palestinian, I'm more on the Israeli side due to my upbringing and my Western understanding. And I'm thinking, oh boy, this Western understanding has got nothing to do with me. I'm not a Westerner. I'm living in the West, but I'm not a Westerner. So I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that as a Tesla, one of my main languages is English. They tend to be from English. They tend to live in Western societies. We tend to, that is as far as it goes. We tend to have more in common than people that go to Hajj, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. In other words, not like we break their traditional bread together and stuff like that. It's just the fact that we all tend to be operating in the same pool.
I don't think we can collaborate in that way. We have to collaborate with what is true. We can't say if my brother committed a heinous crime, maybe I would defend him. But within our family, we it's not something that we would operate with. It's not something that we would take in lightly at all. Lie is a lie, and when we're watching a lie, because it's on television, doesn't mean that it's a lie. It's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's a lie that we're watching. We're watching lies.
They lie a lot. I know for sure that the Israeli government lies a lot. They are like expert liars. It's scary. They are really good at it. Just to round up, I just feel like every time that video I played about 2-3 weeks ago about that Congolese conflict, and it turns out that girl was a Nigerian that was lamenting the Congolese. When I watched that video again just today, I just felt bad. Whenever I see a woman crying to the point whereby she must have seen videos, she must have seen things, and just shedding tears, and you can see the breakdown where she was talking about how these people are wicked, they're taking advantage of us and all that. Because she was being brave at first. You can see the transition. She was like, you people cannot do anything to us and all the rest, and all these Americans, evil people, the Chinese, Indians are scamming you and all the rest. Then later on she breaks down that they are punishing their people. Then she will talk brave again. Then she will break down. That is the story of our people. We try to be brave, then we break down and say the people are wicked. Once you start crying, it shows you that, okay, you are saying the other people have power over you. Then she comes back again and says something about, we are ready to fight. Whatever happens, why should we be scared? We should fight. We are ready to die. And that is, for me, we have not reached that final stage that she got to. Like, what is the point? I think when she was saying that, she said she wants war. That's what she declared. She said she wants war. I was shocked because the first time I didn't catch that statement. When from the cry, she says she wants war. Now, what is this thing they can do to us anymore? I say we should prepare for war. And if you prepare for war well enough, nobody's going to attack you. Nobody's going to attack you. Like North Korea and China. North Korea and China prepare so much for war. Nobody wants to go near them at all.
You're not going to go mess with North Korea.
Those ones are looking for trouble anywhere they can find it. Please come my way. Come.
Not even Pakistan right now. You don't go to their border. They kind of blow you up.
So I will close out with this lady because I think she's quite remarkable. The way she enunciated and the way she talked and her pain is what any of our people that have this type of consciousness tend to feel when they see the fate of our people around the world. So thank you all for coming in, and I see all of you in the chat. I appreciate all of you, and until next time, bye. Let me end with this one.
Who want to hang around the backstage for 1 hour?
Me mind.
Okay, cool.
We can't hear anything.
Father, you are mute.
Sorry, let me do that again. YouTube has changed a lot of things. So I thought that I put the audio on. Okay, I put the audio on. Okay. Oh my God, YouTube, come on, man. They are changing too many things. So I thought I put it on at first on the front page. The moment you go to the screen, it goes off again. So you have to select it again for it to be on.
They deserve a united Congo. They deserve happiness, joy, laughter, dance. Africa needs everything you're taking away from it. I'm like, yo, you're killing my people, yo. And you sit here and expect me to treat y'all with kindness? You want love and respect? You don't have that decency in your blood. Yo, y'all are not human. Animals treat each other better than y'all treat. God, no. God, no. Why do we have to fight over grace and kindness? I want war.
Did you hear what she said? She transitioned from that straight through to say, I want war.
Yeah.
My people haven't gotten a breath. Colton, greed, oil, resources. Nothing is enough. Hey, God, this world is wicked, bro. It's wicked. And the people who live there half the time don't know what's going on.
Bros, this thing is too much for me. Oh, this is too much. Seriously.
Wicked.
It's way too emotive for me, man.
You deserve it. No warnings. May God continue to sama una. Yes, you deserve it. You getting wiped out by hurricanes. Oh, well. We cried about that about 200 years ago when we kept telling you, stop. Nah, player. Every ancestor, every god, every die we want. It's war. I didn't think, did you really think you killed these people in their spirits? No. Just kept reincarnating. Kept coming back stronger, greater, wiser, more indestructible, which is your worst nightmare.
I would like to leave it at that so that we can just go where. Jago, is that too much for you? It's quite important that we remind ourselves of what is going on. And Nedmedia, if you are watching, you see what this lady is lamenting? She's lamenting what is happening in Congo and what is happening to our people. Can you imagine how Palestinians feel? She's lamenting and transitioned from her cries to cry for war.
That's why I compare our situation, no matter how wrong Palestine and Palestinians are, because they have their own part of the blame. Don't get me wrong, but they are being demoralized. And I don't know what anyone in the world expects them to do except to die, accept their fate and die. And nobody wants to do that. You know,
nobody. They will fight back.
Yeah, man, you're going to have to fight back in one way or the other. You know, they're told them that they call them terrorists. So bloody what if I'm a terrorist? You're killing me. So I'm going to do everything I can to fucking kill you back. It's as simple as that. There's nothing more.
Brother, for me, I want them to make a two-state agreement so that this war will stop.
This is not going to happen, my brother. It's just not going to happen, because if that was going to happen, you know, the thing is, yeah, if you are a Christian and you read the book, you know it's not going to happen. That's where you know from.
But why? That's not what. Then so you mean this killing will continue?
No, it will continue, my brother. It's not written like that. The way I'm reading
they have actually created a situation now where they have to reach a peace, because now I think they are being personally, if Israel doesn't reach a peace, they are facing an existential threat.
Now, this peace, as we all know, this peace is going to be reached, and it's going to be reached for 3.5 years, as the Bible said. If you're reading it.
I'm not subscribing to the Bible. I'm sorry. You don't have to.
You don't have to subscribe to it.
It's wrong.
No, you don't have to subscribe to it. But what is where you can find apparent. If you read the Revelations, if you read Daniel, if you read these things, it's what's going on in the world that was written. So you don't have to subscribe to it. Just have a look at it. It's better than the newspaper.
No, I've read the Bible. You know, I can write a book that can predict everything that's happening in the world. When it turns out true, yes, you will say it's true. But if something goes wrong, they don't mention names. They don't. If you want to be precise, you can really, you know, when you're having vision, I don't know why they don't have proper details. You know, they could paint the White House. You know, it's a vision. Why is it so vague? You know, so we have to be careful.
I understand you, but where you see, this is why I would have to concur with what you say about yourself as being more close to a Western understanding of things. You see, I don't subscribe to the Western homogeny in this world. I really don't. I know I'm in Europe, but I don't subscribe to them at all, because they're liars. Now, when you look at everything that is entertained as European, none of it is European. It's all from other parts of the world. And because they've tried, you know, in this later stages, all around the world, they have the wisdom of every culture in the world, and they are patterning it out.
That tells you that it's not Western,
as though it's Western culture. Listen to me, you know, as though it's Western culture. I'm saying it's not Western culture. However, this lady that you have just put on, and the tears that she, the first time I saw this was from you when you played it before. And I felt it. Then there was a time, maybe about a couple of weeks later, I tried to watch it all by myself. I couldn't get to the end of it, because all it was staring up at me was violence, a feeling of violence. I had to switch it off, because we can't have our people. We can't have our people crying like this. Our women. What do you mean? What's this nonsense? I mean, for me, bros, I think there's a lot of things we have to pay attention to, away from the news at 10, away from BBC, away from CNN, because they're just feeding you lies. We have to go deeper than that and understand that.
Jago, let me ask you. Sorry to cut you short. Sorry, I just want to say something before you land there. You tell us to. I have a different view about when people give the Western world all the blames. You know why I say this?
We need to, let's go backstage and do this. So let me just run this off so I can go backstage and do it.